Welcome to the 1-2 podcast where we talk about last week's happenings in MMA and next week's fights. I'm Dom.
Danny.
And let's get straight into it. So, we've kind of been absent for a while, but it's because we don't live in the same area. And up here in Wisconsin, the snow has been so bad that if you go on the roads, you risk death.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like severe.
Did you see the video on Derek Lewis's Instagram?
Oh my God, yeah. Where the cars, you can't even see like 6 feet in front of you. I on my way back to Stout, I almost died. My car's really bad in snow, and I was driving and just like out. It was like a slight, like when your steering wheel kind of like makes a little like jerk one way. I like actually skidded out, and it was I don't want to talk about it. I'm traumatized. But so we ended up missing the post. We didn't have a podcast for after 234. But 234 happened.
Yeah.
It was not the event we were hoping it would be.
No.
But it happened.
So, for those of you that haven't followed, Robert Whitaker was supposed to fight Gastelum at 234, and he pulled out the day of because of a hernia.
He had a hernia near his stomach.
Like 7 hours.
Yeah, it was like 5 hours.
5 hours before.
And he wanted to fight. He was like rearing to fight until he was in the surgery room, which I love Robert Whitaker so much. He might be my favorite UFC champion.
Really?
He's like second. It's him and Max. But I think it's just because they're fucking exciting champions.
Yeah, they are.
But so the Kelvin Gastelum fight didn't happen, and Kelvin, like kind of like the dumbass that he is sometimes, he paraded around Henry Cejudo's like new belt, and he said that he was the winner, which he's not the winner.
Yeah. Well, when you messaged me that he pulled out, I thought you were joking. I was like, okay. Yeah,
I remember
typical
that.
Dom.
Yeah, you said I was joking. You're like, shut the fuck up. You're kidding.
Yeah.
No way. Like 4, and I'm like, I'm gonna stop talking to you if you stop believing me. No, it was awful. That was like the worst news I had that day.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Awful.
But so the main event ended up being Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya. What were your thoughts on the fight?
I only got to see the last 2.5 minutes of the third round, and from what I saw, going into that fight, I thought Adesanya was going to win, but what I said pretty much happened. It's still Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
He will still display striking prowess like you've never seen before.
Yeah, I think it felt more of like almost like an expedition match or like sparring, just in the way that there was no blows that you can definitively go back and be like, that was the one that got him. Other than in round 1, I think Adesanya had a left hook that almost put Silva on his ass.
Did he?
That was good, but it was a pretty. It kind of felt like an action movie, like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee.
It was ridiculous how high level that was.
Yeah, it was really high level, Cody Garbrandt style. But so I think that was a good fight, but I just, without the Gastelum Whitaker fight, the card just didn't feel the same. They offered refunds, which was nice of them.
Hey, that is very nice.
Yeah, I got a refund.
Very unlike UFC.
Yeah, but I mean, when it's that, like, dude, I feel so bad for the Australians who went to see Robert Whitaker. I think that's the second time that he's had to pull out of an Australian card. He's
pulled out of two out of 3.
Damn, he should just not do Australia.
He should just not fight. And Cain Velasquez, they're brittle.
We'll get to that. But in Bellator this weekend, or last weekend, I guess, Paul Daly and Michael Venom Page fought. Yeah. Did you see that fight?
No, I didn't. I saw the aftermath.
You didn't miss much. So, for those of you who don't know, Paul Daly and Michael Venom Page, I believe they're welterweights.
Yeah.
They're 2 of the better strikers in that division. Yeah. 2 of the better strikers in Bellator. He's like the Bellator version of Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
So he's a skinny, tall, like kind of karate guy. A lot of good
point
kicks.
Fighter.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what he displayed on Saturday. Daly really tried to pull out a win, but only because he was trying to have a grappling match the whole time. And it worked for some, like he got some takedowns, but a lot of the time he would end up on bottom because Page would just flip it. So it ended up being a decision. I think every person had it 48-47.
48-47
for Venom Page, yeah. So it was kind of like a stupid fight. But you know who else was on that card that I got to see? Roy Nelson versus Mirko Cro Cop.
I heard about that.
And that was a better fight than the main event.
Yeah, didn't Cro Cop look really good?
He looks pretty good for his age.
Yeah.
I mean...
How did that fight end?
I think it might have been a decision. I think it was a decision.
If you don't know, that's probably
I don't know.
Decision.
Yeah, I think it was a decision. I don't think it was anything crazy. Unless, if it's a head kick, I'm sorry. But I was just so disappointed about the main event that I kind of, blocked it from memory. And then in even more recent news from Sunday night...
Here, I'm just going to quick interject. When I heard about the post-fight, what people were saying, and I saw memes comparing it to Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, I was like, oh,
it was not good. It was not. It was two strikers that should be it should have been a war because there was so much. There was probably people were calling it the biggest grudge match in Bellator history.
Yeah.
So it was lined up to be the Bellator's Jones Cormier, but it just wasn't like that. No. It wasn't. It the storyline was great and the trash talk and interviews were good, but it was just kind of unimpressive all around. So I think that it's a part of a welterweight tournament. Bellator still does these tournaments.
I like it.
I do too. I think that it would be cool for the UFC to incorporate that. But I think he fights Lima.
Douglas Lima?
That's who he has next. So I don't know, man. Venom Page just feels... He doesn't feel completely proven to me yet.
No.
Just because, I don't know. It just doesn't feel complete. Like he's gone through wars or shown his toughness. It's always been a pretty easy path to victory for him. Especially in the Daly fight, I thought he's going to get his chin tested because Daly punches.
Yeah. His
he
left
hits
hand.
hard. Yeah. So I was really excited. Nothing really happened. Maybe the Douglas Lima fight will be good. It'll be better, hopefully. I mean, I don't get how it could be any more. I'm not saying that was boring because I don't think grappling's boring. I'm so pumped to see Ben Askren and see if his style of wrestling it can succeed, but it just wasn't the fight that you thought it would be. It would be like Israel it's imagine Anthony Pettis and Stephen Thompson, and then they just grapple.
Oh,
that's what it felt like. So, it was wasn't great, but so in even more recent news, Sunday night it was the second ESPN Plus card. Right? Yeah, second.
It was their first ESPN
full,
card.
Yeah. So...
Yeah. However that works.
Main event was Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou. Before we talk about the results, what were your thoughts going into the fight?
Ngannou is going to knock him out.
Really?
Yeah. That was my
thought. Yeah.
He's 37 or...
I know,
no, wait,
he's
36.
35.
Stipe is 35 or something.
Yeah, right. That's not that old.
But,
the heavyweight champion's 40. Or about to be 40. But I thought...
Stipe's 36.
Yeah, how old... Look up how old Cain is. But going in, I was...
Cain is 36.
36? All right.
Cain is a month older.
Ha.
By 20
The heavyweight
days.
division is old.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old division. But I was so pumped going into this fight. But it just... That was another, I'm not going to call it a disappointment, but it was one that ended in a way that was less than satisfactory for me. Because it left room for people to say that Francis didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like when there's room to say someone got it, unless it's a war and it's a draw. And you can argue. But, so, for those of you who didn't know, Cain Velasquez was knocked out TKO by punches in
26 seconds.
26 seconds? Wow. So 26 seconds into the first round. What is next for both of these fighters? What's next for Cain?
Stipe.
Kane versus Stipe?
Throw him to the wolves.
Really?
Except Stipe is not going to take it.
No, hell no.
He's complaining too much.
Yeah,
about
I watched
not
Ariel Helwani interview this morning, and he said he's not going to fight until he gets the Daniel Cormier fight, where it's like...
Dude, DC should just retire and bamboozle him.
I think he might, but then I think he said in terms... I think Cain Velasquez, I think you give him like a top 10 fighter. Cain Velasquez versus...
Volkov?
See, yeah, that's what, like...
Overeem.
I was thinking it would be nice to see him versus Derek Lewis. That'd be fun.
Derek Lewis versus
Cain Velasquez.
Dude, we just saw the fight.
No, but I don't know. I think that Cain's strategy going into that fight, when you saw him the first, like, I know we only saw 26 seconds, but when you see him he looked like a different fighter. Like he was throwing kicks and shit, like spinning shit, and I was like, whoa, this looks completely different from like the wrestler that you saw just pummel. Like, it looks like the Cain we saw against Travis Brown like 3 years ago. So I was really excited. And then he just went in for a single leg so prematurely.
Yeah, he didn't set up the feints.
Not at all. He just grabbed the leg, and it's like, with maybe a lesser puncher, that would
if you
work.
tried that on Stipe,
you're Cain.
Yeah.
Because you're Cain, and you can get it. But the thing was, Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher we've ever seen.
He's a human version of a Ford Escort.
Yeah, it's a car accident every time he jabs. Like, and you saw it. When he got the uppercut, Cain dropped, and then his knee buckled.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Cain's knee just went out.
That uppercut wasn't even that hard.
It was so close. He did not get full extension at all. Yeah, exactly.
And the funny thing is I said the knockout was going to be an uppercut that made Overeem look like a child's play.
Uh-huh.
I was wrong, but
it was still an uppercut.
I was still right.
But yeah, I think Cain definitely lost, which hurts to say because I love Cain Velasquez. I think what's next?
He shouldn't have been fighting.
Really? You think he should retire?
Yep.
Really?
He's too frail. It's like a Dominic Cruz.
Yeah. Dominic Cruz, he had that last run that got him the championship.
Yeah, but he actually looked good in this fight.
Yeah, he did.
Throwing shade.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
We will see.
I say you give him a top 10 person, and if he wins that fight, just
Curtis Blades?
That'd be
old versus new.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's a good test for Curtis Blades if he wants to get a good win.
What's next for Francis Ngannou?
Stipe?
I don't think Stipe is going to take it, man.
Derek Lewis, too?
I would be down for that.
And you increase the pay, and you guys, listen. You might get knocked out, but we will compensate you.
Oh, yeah. I think that has to be a big fight. Post Volkov, Derek Lewis is a star.
Yeah.
And I think now, post Cain Ngannou, he has to be a star already.
Yeah.
I think post Overeem, Ngannou was a star.
Well, that was the biggest hype train of all time.
And
rightfully so, to be honest. I don't think he got
impressive.
exposed. We already knew his wrestling
was ass. So
how do you spell wrestling?
But I don't know. I think that Ngannou. Yeah, I think he needs a top three, and then a title shot. He did you see his interview where he said that Daniel Cormier should avenge his teammate?
Yeah,
he said that, and then Daniel Cormier said, "I would beat Francis Ngannou," which I would love to see it.
Man,
I do not know. I don't know that. It's such a height difference, and
honestly,
the funny thing is, it's not a weight difference at all. I think they might be the same. They might be the same weight,
roughly 5-10 pounds.
Yeah,
which is nothing.
It's 5. I think last time didn't Daniel weigh in at 252?
251. Ngannou weighed in at 257.
And there's like a 6-inch height difference. Ngannou's 6'5", and I think Cormier is 5'11". So not much of a weight difference.
Honestly, kind of a John Jones stature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Much bigger, obviously.
I think that the length would be an issue for Cormier. Like, the thing is, you don't get to see Ngannou you don't get to see how he plays out striking, because almost every fight has been a knockout in the first round, and if it's not, then he's getting wrestled, or I mean, I'm not even going to talk about the Derek Lewis fight. That was just shit. That was I don't think that was accurate. That was post-Stipe, ruining his hype train.
Yeah.
And then now I think he's back. So I would love to see him against Daniel Cormier. Honestly, I love DC, but I couldn't tell you what would happen.
I think Daniel takes it, but, there's always that threat.
Right. Well, I mean, I thought Kane would take it. I thought his wrestling, I'm like, this is going to be bad for Ngannou. I don't want him to lose.
One thing that bothers me is when people think that, once it goes past the third round, Ngannou will be worthless. It doesn't matter with heavyweights. You can throw if you weigh 250 pounds and you throw your arm at somebody's chin,
you will knock them out.
You'll either stun them, just kind of.
We saw with Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
People were like, the last round, last 17 seconds, he starched Volkov.
Yeah. And he was very gassed. He had a burst of energy, obviously.
Tired, but I think that, I think Ngannou DC, for me, I think if anyone deserves it, it's Stipe. But Daniel Cormier just doesn't seem too hot on that idea. Give him Ngannou.
Ngannou deserves a title shot at this point. He's in the top 3.
But Dana White, did you hear what Dana White said about DC?
What?
I think someone asked him about Stipe and was like, are you going to make that fight? Or are you going to create the fight with Ngannou and DC? He says that there's a heavyweight fight on the docket for DC already.
Really?
Uh-huh.
It's not Brock.
And it's not Ngannou.
It's not Brock.
He said it's not Ngannou.
It's not Brock. I'm telling you now. They would have scheduled that fight so long ago.
Bro, but who knows?
He popped.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
But what if he popped and then they were like, all right, we're going to give you 5 months. Just get the shit out. Or just get it out of your system and then you come back and we'll test you again. Yeah, I think he popped.
Guys, out. It's John Jones.
What?
John Jones, Daniel Cormier.
Dude. Oh. I would love to see that.
Daniel wins.
You think so?
Dude, I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. We've never seen John at heavyweight. What if he does the same thing Daniel does and just increases in power?
Daniel has never lost a round at heavyweight.
Yeah, you're right.
He's never lost, period, to anyone other than John.
You're right.
And he dropped Stipe with a pretty low. He didn't put a whole lot of power into that punch. It was just clean.
It was just a clean punch. Yeah, I don't know. Frankly, I'd be okay with the Stipe rematch. That's probably what I want most.
At this point, Stipe shouldn't get it. I don't think.
Stipe's being a little bitch.
Yeah, he keeps whining.
It's so annoying.
What happened to Stipe? He used to just be, I want to fight.
Exactly.
I just put somebody in front of me. I'll fight him.
Fight him and defend my belt and go home with my wife and kids. And
I'll go play some Black
fight
Ops
fires.
2.
Yeah. But I don't know. His attitude recently has been
damage in my house.
Yeah. His attitude recently hasn't been the most appealing. It probably, I don't know. It makes him less likable.
Yeah.
But I mean, after a loss, he hasn't had many. So
yeah,
Stefan Struve, JDS, and DC.
Struve has beaten the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Isn't that strange?
Why?
But
oh my god,
that's MMA. But yeah, I'd be okay with John Jones, and that's a money fight.
That's a 1.1 million pay-per-view buys.
Such a big fight. It might be bigger. Who knows? I don't know. It could be huge. But I really have this bad feeling in the back of my mind it's Brock Lesnar.
I don't think it is.
Why does DC want that so bad? Because it's a money fight?
John would be almost as big of a money fight. Close.
Yeah,
to the point.
They have history.
3 million. It's not. Listen, once you have 100 million, I'm not saying DC does. He doesn't. But once you have 100 million, another million doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I think he should take.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
If he comes in here.
No, dude.
No, just keep going. Keep going.
I think that he should take. Should probably take Stipe. I'd love a John Jones 3. I don't want him to lose again. I don't want him to lose again. But I think it's Brock Lesnar, bro. I think it's Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar pop, dude.
Dude. The UFC does not care. They put they put Mark Hunt up against him, and now
we need to get a soundboard and then play the Joey Diaz.
The shit that makes your head grow.
Yeah. Oh, man, that would be great.
In other news, 236. This is a little bit farther away, but did you see the Max Holloway Instagram post?
Well, you sent it to me. You already know. But yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Yeah, you were yeah.
I forgot about that. I totally did. Yeah, Holloway posted... He posted an Instagram post that it's kind of lightly roasting Ferguson, and then said that that's like the 236 fight to make for an interim lightweight belt while Khabib is gone.
Do it.
Me and Danny have extremely opposing opinions on how this fight goes, I believe.
Tony knockout or sub.
You think Tony knocks him out?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hell no.
Dude, Tony is so next level.
I agree. But I think...
Okay, maybe knockout is not as...
I agree.
Okay, sub would happen way sooner than a knockout.
Yeah, but... Oh my... If Brian Ortega... I know that his takedowns aren't great, but... He doesn't even need takedowns.
No, he just Imanari rolls you.
Exactly. Like
in Tony's jiu-jitsu, and I'm saying this as somebody who does not know jiu-jitsu. I know very, very little, so don't get too mad. From what I can tell, Brian's is much more fundamental, whereas Tony's is that crazy.
On the fly.
Yeah, just like...
Feels like...
He's a scramble fighter.
Yeah, I agree, but
And I think that's kind of one of Max's... problems is that when you kind of put the pressure on him and put him in a situation he's not as good with, like when when he fought Conor walking forward he hurt him, and that's obviously not the same Max.
It's a different Max, and I think with the Brian Ortega fight I think we saw a level of striking that has not ever been seen in the UFC.
Really?
It was so stupid ridiculous. It looked like he was fighting like some 35-year-old that spars just to keep in shape. How many significant strikes was that?
It was
the most all time, right?
Or something ridiculous.
It was the most all time by one person.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And Brian Ortega is not a joke standing up.
No, he's like
medium
he's
level.
A very strong basic striker. He's not doing anything crazy. He's not like a master of, the 1-2, but he's solid.
He's good. He knocked out Frankie Edgar.
Yeah. He knocked out Frankie Edgar.
Yep, first time that ever happened. So, I think Holloway versus Ferguson is a good-ass fight. I think it goes all 5 rounds decision.
I think he was kind of pranking Ferguson. I don't think this fight is actually happening.
Don't tell me that. Don't fucking tell me that. I want to see it so bad. I would... For that fight, for me, there wouldn't even have to be a main card. It could be that fight, and I'd pay $70.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
I want to see it so bad. Seeing Max Holloway fight is always great, but the thing that I haven't seen in most of his fights, Tony Ferguson kind of just reminds me of 155 Max Holloway, and then you add insane jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then, but at that point, does it get to the ground? Could.
Here's the thing. It's the same thing with Brian. You can't follow him to the ground. You have to get a clean knockout, doctor stoppage, or, the ref just saves you on the feet.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. Tony
has more power than Max, undeniably.
Yeah, but what happens if Max moves up to 155? Do you think a significant increase in power?
I don't think it's going to be too big.
I don't know what that says.
How much longer will you be in here? A while.
See, bitch. There are some people. It's fine. They're gone.
Stupid college students.
We're gonna cut that out. But knowing me, I probably won't cut it out. So you'll probably hear all this. Anyways, Ferguson's legit. I think Max legitter.
Tony is more well-rounded.
Yeah, I would agree.
His striking is really weird. He just puts himself in situations it's high risk, high reward.
We saw it with
Anthony Pettis. Goes for
oh my god.
Oh, my stress levels.
Yeah, that was an intense fight. Did that win Fight of the Year? I think that might have won Fight of the Year.
I don't know, but that fight was crazy.
I think it was up in the air against Whitaker, Romero, and Pettis Ferguson. I think that one won. But it was a great fight. I would love... The thing is, that would be a weird press tour. Ferguson Holloway, because Ferguson's just a fucking weirdo. Like I watched. Have you seen that 20-minute interview? It was like the 21-minute interview before 229.
Yeah, he's mean.
The weirdest shit. He's so mean and crass. But then like there'd be moments where he would be like, all these other fighters are rats in a rat race, and I'm a turtle.
And I'm not a rat. I'm a turtle.
A
Ninja Turtle.
What's your favorite? Mine's Michelangelo. Like, what the fuck? Like, I wonder, like, after people saw that, he had to have been immediately drug tested for, like, meth after that. Because there's no, like, I can't think of anyone sober who is that, like, that just seemed insane. It seemed psychopathic. But, I mean, you have to be a little bit crazy to get in a Cajun fight.
Yeah.
I think that's a great fight. I think it goes all 5 rounds. I think it's fight of the year if it happens.
Have you seen all the Tony Ferguson type of guy?
Yeah.
This one on the Instagram post, Tony Ferguson, the type of guy to jaywalk on the sidewalk.
No, he said...
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, Max Holloway said, Tony Ferguson's the type of guy to steal my back tattoo and then tell me I'm blessed.
Oh, man.
Dude, I love the idea of that fight. But it's one of those fights. It's another one of those situations where it's like...
kind of screwing up both divisions.
And it's also the biggest UFC win streak and the second biggest UFC win streak.
Well,
Max is
Khabib
at
is right
13.
there. Khabib is right there, too. So it's
Max is at 13, and then Ferguson's 12, right?
I think Max is at 12 and Tony's at 11.
Really? All right.
I don't know. Either way.
Those are huge win streaks. And I don't want to see either of them lose that. Like, no. But, okay, that being said... I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Tony Ferguson hasn't fought for the belt.
I mean, he is waiting for Khabib.
Yeah, but dude, it's...
Call Khabib.
It's, I don't know, it's just insane to me. There's been so many scheduled fights. We need to see
Khabib and Tony.
Yeah, I think that. Hopefully that gets set up before Khabib's suspension is up. Mm-hmm. I want to see that fight. Mm-hmm. And so I'm hoping it's in the future. If it's not 236, 237... It better not be a... Let me go off and rant for a second. I hate ESPN Plus.
Really?
I despise ESPN Plus. I don't like it. I miss Fox. And I never thought I would say that, but I miss Fox. I don't like the idea of having to pay another subscription. I'm just going to get it off illegal streams.
Okay, so Khabib is able to return on July 6th, and McGregor's April 6th.
Apparently... Cerrone McGregor is like, that's all, but I think Cerrone signed the contract.
Dana disproved that.
Really?
But he's lied about that stuff before.
Yeah.
He's been like, no, we're not. It's not confirmed. And then 2 days later, yeah, it's on.
Yeah, right. Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub were both like, as far as I know, from like agents and shit. Cerrone signed a contract, and it's all
basically a done deal. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but.
It's gonna make money.
It's insane. It's an insane fight. It's a stand-up fight, maybe. Cerrone there's always the possibility of like Cerrone is being like, you know what? This stand-up is beating my ass. Let me just take you down and armbar you. That's what he did with Mike Perry.
Yeah. Mike Perry went for the takedown, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude,
and then he reversed it.
Cerrone's goddamn face when he was doing that armbar.
He was trying to rip his arm off.
Bat out of hell. Looked like he was on meth, like bath salts.
Yeah.
But that's a good fight. Cowboy's been on a streak.
He has. Some people think he's on his peak right now.
He might be. Did you see that Conor McGregor sparring video that he posted?
He looked bad.
He looked rusty as fuck.
And it's weird. It's not like what
he was doing rookie mistakes. Like he was falling.
Were like
he was weird. Falling for feints and getting like whoever this guy was. I don't know who his sparring partner was piecing him up at certain points. And I mean, Conor McGregor is going to Conor McGregor. He had some good shots too, but it looked way more even than you would think for someone who is the self-proclaimed like best striker in the world, best boxer. In the which at UFC. Yeah, I really hope that it's not a fluke. Which I mean, it's not a fluke, but I hope that Conor hasn't peaked or suffered like an Ngannou type confidence check from that Khabib fight, which I think is a possibility. Mm-hmm. He was taking down every round.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're going to see with that Cerrone fight. Cerrone's at his peak. Let's see if peak Cerrone can beat what seems to be not so peak McGregor. Because if it's Alvarez McGregor, it's not even close. People would laugh at that.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, Cowboys beat the shit out of Alvarez too.
Right. Yeah.
His was more drawn out, and he got a decision, I believe. But he still
beat the shit out of him.
It's Eddie Alvarez. His striking is no joke. People laugh at his striking, and from what I've seen, and I don't know. I think people are underestimating Cowboy. I'm not saying he gets the win.
I think
Conor is the logical choice, but
the thing is,
he's always got those head
Cowboy
kicks.
doesn't have an incredibly strong chin.
No, it's really weird.
But I mean, from what I'm talking about, like the last few knockouts that we've seen, like from other people to Cowboy,
Darren
Till, but that's welterweight.
Yeah, and he hits hard.
But I don't think that Conor's power is as remarkable at lightweight as it is at featherweight. No, it's not.
No.
But it's not something to laugh at. It's still like if you get caught with a Conor McGregor punch, like you can get hurt.
Yeah.
But
unless you're Nate Diaz.
Yeah, right. I mean, those fights are no joke. But I guess we'll see. Also, so another sad reason why I think that the Holloway-Ferguson conspiracy might be wrong is for 236, Calvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya got booked today.
Yeah.
I was in the gym running at an incredibly slow pace, and I looked up and I saw that on ESPN. And that was nice to see it on ESPN for a change. I didn't have to look on my phone.
Hey, wow, you're doing it.
Yeah, I was like, we're doing it, guys. But
my favorite bit about ESPN is how they'll have like regular sports commentators come on and just talk, and they have
Stephen
no
A. Smith
idea.
Talking about MMA.
And they're just like, I think he has a good chance of landing the right hand.
I think he can score the touchdown. No, I
think he can get the extra point.
I think it was smart of them. I think they have a show with Ariel Helwani and Chael Sonnen on ESPN.
Yeah.
So that was a good move. Those are two very knowledgeable people in the MMA community. But putting people like Stephen A. Smith or Max Kellerman, who's really good at boxing. He's a boxing commentator, but it's a different sport.
Yeah, there's so much more to learn.
It's like rugby and football. Like it's not the same. So, yeah, that's a different story for a different time. For about this Calvin Gastelum fight versus Israel Adesanya, who won? Are you excited for the fight?
I'll take I'm
it.
excited, but it's not like Habib versus McGregor.
Right.
Can't wait. It's just,
right. Yeah, like, I think.
Okay.
Right. I'll take it.
I'll watch it.
It's a good.
It'll be fun.
The middleweight division is. I fucking love the middleweight division. I think, I think that might be my favorite division.
It's so stacked.
It's not even just because it's stacked, but I think that's the prime weight where people don't get gassed out too early. Mm-hmm. The power is there and the speed is there. Because when I watch flyweight fights, and no dissing towards flyweight, I mean, Henry Cejudo knocked out TJ Dillashaw. I'll say it. We talked about this last episode. Yeah. He got knocked out. But I think that in flyweight, it's not as high stakes as one would want it to be, just because the weight's not there. The weight behind the punches.
You can make more mistakes.
Right.
Whereas in heavyweight,
with heavyweight,
you don't always get to see the better fighter win.
Right.
Because,
they can just land a glancing punch.
But
Stefan Struve versus Stipe
Miocic. There you go.
Or even like Derek Lewis versus Volkov. Who was the better fighter of that fight? Volkov beat the shit out of Derek Lewis for 3 rounds, and then Derek Lewis won. But yeah, I agree. You don't always see the better fighter.
Chael Sonnen would disagree that Derek Lewis won.
Idiot. Sometimes.
Chael Sonnen.
He's a funny guy. But
in my world, beating somebody up for 23 minutes and then getting somebody wrapping their legs around you and you tapping them 3 times doesn't mean you lost.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course he would say that. But all right. But anyways, I think middleweight's the perfect division. I'm excited for the fight. I want to see Israel Adesanya with the Brunson fight. He proved he's legit as fuck. Mm-hmm. He dismantled Brunson. With the Silva fight, I was looking for more though. I wanted to see a passing of the torch. It didn't feel like that.
Well, I don't know what people were expecting. Did you just think that Anderson Silva was just gone? He's 43. He's old, but it's not like he's...
I mean, the training doesn't disappear.
He's no Chuck Liddell now.
Yeah, right. The training doesn't disappear.
He's still his skill set.
His head movement's insane.
It's ridiculous.
There were some kicks that were missing by like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Like, he's still no joke. And if you put him against lesser opponents, he'd probably still get some W's. But because of his name value, I don't think we're gonna see him against anyone that can't beat him.
Yeah. How long is Robert Whittaker out for? Do you know?
I think
because
Dana White said
he
the
flew home
doctor said
today or something.
I think Dana White said the doctor said 5 months, but Matt Damon, weirdly enough, Matt Damon and Dana White were talking, and Matt Damon said that he had that exact type of hernia, and that those kind of hernias take way longer.
Oh,
it's like 5 for healing, but then it's like you have to like rehabilitate your stomach or some shit. Like,
no!
I don't want Robbie to be out, but I mean.
He's kind of like Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, he's been out a lot, man.
And Cain Velasquez.
And his fights are so fun to watch.
His composure is so ridiculous.
Really
he gets knocked down. He's just
like,
okay,
fuck it. All right, we're going
to
take this slow. Yeah. We're going to ride it out. But who do you think wins the 236 Calvin versus Israel?
Adesanya, probably.
Do you think it's a knockout? Or do you think it's a decision or what?
Early 4th round piece up by Adesanya.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the thing is with Calvin, he's a legit boxer.
His boxing fundamentals are
really
solid.
Good. And his wrestling's good.
His cardio, I don't know.
Yeah. I think.
Have you seen the video of him running around the track?
No.
On The Ultimate Fighter, they did a challenge or something, and the coach that wins gets some bonus. I don't know, but they were running around a track for like 3 miles or something. Not
like a 5K,
long, not long for a fighter, and he was on the side throwing up. Maybe even if it was like 10 miles, it should only
UFC
it should be
prospect.
it should only just be difficult.
It should be a little bit more impressive.
Yeah, but
you shouldn't look like me out there. I'd be puking after like. I could do 3 without puking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do 3 without puking.
And I'm pretty sure he was only like jogging.
Yeah, right. It's not like it's a. All right.
I don't think he was
doing a 3 mile sprint.
Robert Whittaker's cardio is bliss.
Very good.
It's just
very good. Yeah, I think Israel wins too. I don't think Calvin's wrestling is threatening enough for him to be apprehensive, and I don't think his striking's even close.
You know what I just realized?
What?
You know who's getting screwed out of this deal? Jacare.
People kind of forgot him. He just beat Chris Weidman.
How is Luke Rockhold ranked number 2?
Yeah. Are those outdated?
Those
cannot
Control
be
R. Yeah, Luke Rockhold, number 2. Where is he?
What? He's moving up to light heavyweight.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
How is he number 2?
How on earth?
He just got pounded.
By Yoel. It was
God.
I mean, he looked good up until the point where he got knocked out. But if if that was like the litmus, then a lot of fighters would be ranked higher than they are.
Yeah. Israel Adesanya should be. I think Yoel should still be number 1.
I would agree. I think no one other than Robert could beat him in the entire division. No one other than Robert. I mean that.
Oh man.
And some people argued that the second fight, Yoel won. I would argue it was a draw.
I think that at best it's Yoel's. It's a draw for Yoel.
I think it's a draw. I would say a draw is fair. I don't think that anyone was robbed.
No.
I don't remember scoring the fight. That was one of those ones where I can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
But some of the rounds, I'm like, oh my God, Whittaker's still alive. Like,
wait, what?
There was never a time where I was like, oh, Yoel's dicked. He's done. But there were times where I was like, dude.
Wait,
I'm so afraid for Robert.
Wait, Robert's not getting carried out on a stretcher?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
Like that, I don't know. There were a lot of moments in that fight that, I don't know. Yoel can still beat anyone other than Robert Whittaker. So he should be number 1. I think Israel Adesanya goes number 2? 2?
Yoel 1, Gastelum 2, Adesanya 3, and then Souza 4, maybe.
I think that's valid.
maybe. You might want to,
Where does Costa land?
Ranked 12, 13, 14, 15. Unranked. I don't care. I don't like him.
Really?
No, he's a juice head.
He might be.
What did Adesanya call Costa?
A juice monkey.
Juice monkey.
A juice monkey.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
See, I don't know, man. I think Adesanya, is a better fighter than Kelvin Gastelum. I keep calling him Kevin.
Kevin.
That should be his nickname. Kelvin is a story. And it's not even spelled like Calvin. It's Kelvin.
Yeah, it's weird.
Isn't that like a type of weather?
It's a unit of temperature. So 0 Kelvin is absolute 0.
Fair enough. But, so yeah, 236. If the main event is Kelvin versus Israel, I think we're signed up for another average card.
Yeah.
235, however.
235.
Is stacked.
When I was going through that, I was like, okay. Before I looked at it, I was like,
the best of the year. I don't know how they could do better.
235 is decent. Jones Smith, Usman, Woodley, solid.
Those 2 championship cards are the bomb.
Yeah, Usman shouldn't be fighting though. Not for the
it's
belt.
probably Colby. Should be there, but that's a different talk.
Lawler Askren. I hope Lawler gets it.
That's gonna be good. You said that you hope Ben Askren gets murdered. I don't know, man. Who do you think wins? Do you think Lawler wins, or do you want Lawler to win?
I don't know enough about how aggressive Ben Askren's wrestling is.
It's pretty damn
Yeah, no, it's like high level. Like, I'm pretty sure he could have gone to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Or if he did, I don't know.
I think he might have in 2004.
Maybe.
But I think he
Olympic
was on the same
level wrestler, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Once you're, and his
college career was insane as well.
Yeah.
He was like making waves in the college wrestling community.
Now, there's a thing, like when Justin Gaethje was coming in, people were saying he was like, oh man, look at how good he is. 18-0, I'm pretty sure that's how he joined the UFC.
Damn.
Ben Askren's 18-0. There's a higher level of competition in the UFC.
It's different.
It's just different. Harder.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, who knows?
And Robbie Lawler's not a joke.
He's ruthless.
His career, as of right now, I would say he's not at his peak. Like peak Lawler.
Really? He's so old.
What I'm saying is like his career has kind of gone in waves. Like he entered the UFC,
did really well, dropped.
Did well, did so bad he got dropped. Kind of spent his time through different promotions. Yeah. Then he got picked back up.
Yep. Skyrocketed.
Ended up being a welterweight champion.
Got dismantled. By the most vicious knockout.
It was pretty bad.
Oh man.
But now I think he's on the decline, and I think this will be the final decline. I don't think he makes another run for a championship.
Think he has one last good one in him?
I mean, well, we're going to see. Is that this Saturday, right?
What? 235? No.
March 2nd. Damn, that's so far away.
No,
we're going to see. I want Ben Askren to win. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry if I made you mad right there, but I want Askren to win only because I want them to be like, I want Askren to be such a force of wrestling that they're like, the only person who makes sense to match this fool up against is Habib. Because I want that fight. I want that
Habib
fight.
wins.
You think so?
I think so
too.
But
Probably.
The real fight for Askren is Woodley. Let him fight. I mean, Woodley will kill him.
Who knows, man?
Woodley?
The people in the gym when these two spar say that it's like almost 50-50.
They're lying.
They might be lying.
Dude, I'm telling you, Woodley is one of the most whole fighters I've ever seen. Yeah, such good wrestling. Great striking. Mm-hmm. Punch of death. Or the touch of death, sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Jiu-jitsu. Solid jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt. I mean, but not all black belts are created equally.
Exactly.
And there's cardio.
Yeah.
Who else has those 5?
He's great.
No one.
And he has.
No one has that 5.
And he has raps. He raps.
I'm gonna say right now that skill set is the most whole skill set of all time.
Of all time.
Mm-hmm. Who else?
It's more whole than John Jones.
John doesn't have power.
All right, fair enough.
His striking is very good, but his
Very
defense is not as solid. Woodley's defense has to be good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much, but if you have gotten a draw and a win from Wonderboy, your striking
More
is automatically
All right.
high level.
Can you say that it is more whole than Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson?
No.
Because you can't.
But
I mean, of course the power is not there. What 125er is just like.
Henry Cejudo.
He's not a 125. He's 125 on the scale, but once he gets to the fight, he's like 150.
Yeah, he walks around at 150. He's a big boy.
When he's just walking around. Jeez.
Dude, nobody else has those.
Yeah. You can argue George St. Pierre.
Not. They're both welterweights.
I want to see that fight, but it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
It's just, I don't think Tyron's a big enough draw for GSP to come back.
GSP is also like, what do I have to gain?
He wants to. I think his it's Habib or Connor.
Habib and GSP at 165 in November. Calling it right now. Tony beats him in July, and then he goes up to 165.
It's a bold prediction, considering that 165 is not a weight division.
Yeah, never mind. Dana's never gonna let that happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be a great fight. So,
only need one more attribute, and it's like the Infinity Gauntlet. Got all 6.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go through to a 235 fight card. And I'm gonna give you the two names of the people fighting. You're gonna tell me who's winning and how. So starting off, it's the main event: John Jones versus Anthony Smith,
live on ESPN. No, logic says John Jones.
Yeah,
but I want to believe in Anthony Smith, and everybody was doubting him when he fought Ozdemir, and I was just like, don't
count him out.
Don't count him out.
Yeah, and that was a bloody submission.
Oh man,
that was a good ass fight,
dude. And he was taking bombs from Ozdemir. Ozdemir's got hands.
Better hands than John Jones.
Yeah,
in terms
at least
of power.
Power.
Yeah.
Ozdemir versus John would be fun. We know how it ends, but
I mean, it could be fun, but it could just be John being like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just gonna take you down.
Yeah. And if Anthony Smith did that to Ozdemir, yeah. And Anthony Smith's a veteran. He's got
31-13.
Yeah.
It's not the best record, but
he's also at his peak right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I think John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones, most likely. But I want to believe
99.7% John Jones.
Never, don't it?
I'm not counting him out. He has .03.
I know. That's how I was feeling when Demetrius Johnson fought Henry Cejudo, and I didn't want that to happen.
He's crying.
I'm crying, but man,
yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one for everyone.
From now on, I'm rooting for Henry, though. I like him now.
Yeah, I like Henry too. I hate TJ Dillashaw.
Once I got over the pain of Henry beating TJ,
TJ and DJ. So
yeah, once I got over the pain of him winning the decision, he didn't beat him. He lost, actually. I mean, let's be real. But once I got over that, now I can appreciate it.
Now you can appreciate it for what it is.
Woodley was.
And then DJ got immediately traded.
Get pranked.
Yeah, that was sad.
We got stupid Ben Askren.
Right. God. Coleman, Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman.
Woodley.
Yeah.
What does Usman have? Wrestling?
It's kind of just like a not as good version of Tyron Woodley. It's Tyron Woodley fighting not so good Tyron Woodley. Like, why run Toodley?
Usman. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Marty. Yeah, Colby definitely deserved that shot, and I would love to see Tyron Woodley beat the shit out of Colby Covington.
Oh, I want Colby to win that fight. I like Colby.
What?
I like Colby
more than you like Tyron?
I like Tyron, but his personality irks me a little bit. I think Woodley wins. I think the pacing of
second round.
I think the pace of Colby could present a problem.
Maybe.
His output is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
In the 5th round, he was still pushing RDA, right? Yeah. I was trying to think of his name. He was still pushing him up against the cage.
Did you hear what Anthony Smith said about Covington, how he looks like a skittish cat wherever he goes because he's afraid of other UFC fighters are going to jump him. Like, he said that, so at every UFC hotel, usually they have a training facility nearby for all the fighters to get their last, like, minute training, right? And they say Anthony Smith's manager owned a training facility that was way farther away. And he walks in and he sees Colby Covington there. And Covington was there because he couldn't train at the other facility because he does not remember how many UFC fighters he's insulted. He went at Anthony Smith because he's like, if Anthony Smith can get a title shot, why the fuck can't I? Like,
The best thing, hey John, nobody's looking. Go snort a few picograms.
Dude, yeah. Oh my gosh. He's funny and he knows how to irk people, but that includes the fans. Dude, when he said that shit, I was like, how's the UFC?
They escorted him out.
This is racist, right?
He's
Brazil,
not.
you're a bunch
He's
of filthy
joking.
animal. Like, you filthy animals suck. Or
Is Colby Covington the person racist? I don't think so.
Probably not. Is the Colby Covington the
persona?
Character?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely, Roy Nelson level.
Yeah. Call back to the deleted episode.
Yeah, to the
lost episode.
Yeah, the deleted scenes. Oh, yeah, the lost episode. All right, so Robbie Lawler, Ben Askren, welterweight. Who wins and how? Wait, how does Tyron win? I'm saying
third round, early knockout.
I was gonna say third round knockout.
Like
vicious,
like
a starch,
like a slugfest before,
like Terry,
or not like a slug.
Where the guy's just like.
Sorry, it's not a slugfest. It's just so slow until then.
It's like
and then just hits him with the right hand.
Yeah, I think the first round is gonna be a feeling out process on both sides. Second round, I think maybe an attempted takedown. Well, I think Tyron is gonna start slowly dismantling him, and then I think Usman's gonna go for a takedown. It's not gonna work. Third round, I think Usman already feels defeat setting in. Maybe drops his hand for a second.
Gets desperate.
Yeah, and then just gets pounded. So I think we both agree. Third round knockout. Dude, what if Usman wins though?
What does that mean for the division?
That's weird.
Because I think a lot of people would beat Usman. Not a lot of people, but you know what I'm saying.
People would. I think then. It would just be a Woodley Covington for number one contender, and then rematch.
Covington still doesn't get the title.
Yeah, it just gets beat.
Oh man, that would be the biggest number one contender fight of all time.
Yeah, it'd be huge. It'd be pretty big.
Well, not maybe in sales, but like as far as hatred for one another.
Yeah,
oh,
I think that and
they both
Cain Velasquez versus Big Nog was a big one, and Big Nog got the shit beat out of him.
That right hand, he hits him with the backhand. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, he like swings it back. Oh my god.
No, he throws a hook, but he hits him with the back of his hand. That's called.
What am I thinking?
That's a specific, like, kind of overhand. He throws it and hits him like that, or maybe it was more like closer to that.
Dirty.
But it's
Cain Velasquez, dude, back in the day. All right, I don't want to talk about him. I'm sad.
Torres Zong, Zang.
Torres
I don't know. I've never heard of.
I will say Zhang.
I'm gonna say Torres.
I like her last name. But Torres looks a little bit more TRT.
That was so funny. Courtney Casey, pound for pound, most average-looking woman in the UFC. Kobe Gebhardt versus Pedro Munoz? I don't know how to.
Pedro Munoz versus Garbrandt, my man's.
Kobe Gebhardt?
Who do you think? I think Cody wins, right?
I want him to win. He's so lovable.
He needs to win.
He's so
stupid,
lovable,
and I love it.
He's like a little puppy.
He's so cool. I love Cody Garbrandt. I think he wins first round knockout. I think it's like his I'm back. Like this is.
Oh man, because he has. I won't lie. If they did a third fight,
I'd
pick Cody. I'd pick Cody.
You pick Cody? I picked Cody both times, and I was wrong.
I think I'd pick Cody the third time, dude. I'm that crazy.
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, I would really love for Cody Garbrandt to just get like a first round knockout and prove that he's still Cody Garbrandt. Because the Cody Garbrandt that we saw against Dominic Cruz and the Cody Garbrandt we saw against against TJ Dillashaw the second time are not the same fight.
No. He got too emotionally invested. If
right,
he can
but he's not going to be emotionally invested in this fight.
No. Unless the pressure gets to him.
Hopefully not. I don't know. I don't think he's like complex enough to understand the concept of pressure.
Stevens versus Zabit.
Yes.
Stevens.
Zabit submission.
No, he's untested, man.
I mean, he's gonna get tested, and we're gonna see. I think he's legit. I think
Stevens
he's very legit. Stevens is legit, but he's taking a few L's. Was his last fight Aldo? I think his last fight was Aldo.
Yeah, dude. Stevens is gonna drop and he won't.
You think so?
He won't move.
I don't know, man. I think. Oh man, I would love to see. Yep, his last fight was Aldo, and that was a round 1 knockout. I would really like to see Zabit become, because apparently, did you see his Instagram post where it was like he gave out 5 names of bantamweight fighters who passed on the fight against him? No one wants to fight this dude because they know he's legit. Zabit is legit.
I think he has a bit of a hype train on him. I think.
Oh yeah, I think any well-rounded MMA fighter has hype train. Any really good striker or just like a well-rounded fighter, like Greg Hardy. No, I'm just kidding.
Greg Hardy, pound for pound, most hated man in the UFC.
Absolutely.
By far, I would say.
Yeah. Did we say how? I don't think we said how Robbie Lawler or Ben Askren goes. How's it go?
I think I said Askren. I think, but I don't know too much about Askren's fighting.
I think Ben Askren round 2 TKO to strikes. Like ground.
Seen a crucifix. Just
I watched some of his one championship fights. It's pretty intense. The pace he puts on.
Yeah.
It's like you're okay. Well, here's what's gonna happen. First, you're gonna defend takedowns for 2 rounds, and then you're gonna be so unbelievably tired. I'm gonna get you on the ground, and you're just gonna give up. It's the same thing that Khabib does.
Yeah.
Like okay,
except Khabib just. You're going to get on the ground.
Yeah,
you're not going to
stop. We're not
Khabib
waiting.
is more just, once I get you there, you're done.
You can't get up.
You can't get up.
Not many.
And I'm going
to
demolish you.
Yeah, right. Ben Askren is more of like, I mean, he does get takedowns usually when he wants takedowns. And that's the scariest thing. I think he does it, round 3. Late round 2 or early round 3.
That's fair.
But Robbie, I mean, I don't think it goes to decision. If it goes to decision, Askren wins, I think. From everything that I've seen, I have almost zero insight on how talented he is in the striking department. Like, almost zero. He's not good, but I don't know, like, when you say, like, not good, like, you could have Khabib not good, which is still pretty good.
I think Khabib's striking is underrated.
I think it's good.
I think it's better than... It just looks sloppy.
It just looks sloppy because it's unorthodox.
I think he's trying to just look bad, so he's committed to the striking right now or whatever. Yeah, however it would be broke down in the MMA world, and then takedown.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, another little thing. So Crone Gracie at yesterday's fight night. It's I think son of Hickson Gracie. No, not son of Hickson. He's one of the Gracies. All right.
Yeah.
He wins by submission in the first round, and I think that makes him the first Gracie in 24 years to win a UFC match.
Really?
Yep. First round submission against Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres.
Bruce Leroy.
That's his nickname. Alex Caceres. And I don't think that was a true test, but I would really love for there to be a second jiu-jitsu threat in the featherweight division.
That would be fun.
Him and Brian, like... always submission threats. So I think Crone Gracie, I think it would be stupid not to schedule him immediately for another fight, next 2 events.
Yeah.
Because
dude, you do Brian and Crone? I don't know. But and
that
then they fight and they mutually agree when the fight starts. They don't even strike. They just lay down.
Yeah, exactly.
They basically just start and they just grapple.
I would love that.
Oh man,
that'd be fun. I mean, it was a first round submission, so obviously we didn't really see much of Crone striking, but it'd be interesting to see. But it was impressive. It was a rear naked choke. I looked at his list of accomplishments, and I think 3 of his 5 submissions are all rear naked chokes. Simple. Which I don't think it's simple, but it works. People are saying if he gets his arms on you, it's over. That's what they say about Ben Askren. They're like, he doesn't look strong, which he doesn't,
Darren Till would beat Ben Askren.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Darren Till's just so built.
Darren Till's so long. I feel like he could just kind of keep at bay and push his head 1-2.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. After this fight, there's a lot of possibilities for Ben Askren.
Yeah.
But
what's the
win
deal?
Or lose?
What's going on? Because if he's not going to fight Woodley, which he has said,
he wouldn't.
What do you do? Do you just remain the number one contender and you're a number one contender gatekeeper?
You
kick him out.
Yeah.
You cut him.
I think Ben Askren's. I think the more he wins, the more he's going to campaign for 165 because he's made it clear that's where he belongs.
Dana will never,
Absolutely
ever give a 165 for Ben Askren.
When Ben Askren talked about it, it made a lot of sense. He said that with featherweight, he said that I think
Kobe. I made it.
Fair enough. He said that I think in lightweight and just in lightweight alone, there's 159 fighters.
159?
It's okay.
It's the average size.
Please God, do not quote me on this. But he said that basically, even if you split, both about half of lightweight and half of welterweight and put them into this 165 weight, I think lightweight and welterweight would still be the first and second biggest divisions, even if you split them in half. That's how saturated that is.
Well, it's the most common size of people,
right?
You're gonna get the most people and the best fighters, or whatever.
I think 165 makes sense, but
yeah, that's why 145, 155, and 175 or 170 are populated.
Yeah, right.
With such elite fighters.
Average. But that's.
I have a question for you. DC and Kane in their prime, who wins? Is DC in his prime right now? Physically, no.
Physically, absolutely not.
But career-wise, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting one.
It's
like the same. Kind of feels like the same fighter. I feel like.
I think DC uses his.
He has better dirty boxing.
He uses his physical attributes better.
I would agree.
He knows he's smaller, so he pressures. Whereas Kane, he's 6'2". It's got like a 78-inch reach. He's fine.
Yeah.
But he pressures for some reason.
But
not in a wrestling way. He just strikes.
It'd be interesting.
It's weird.
It'd be a good fight, but that will never happen.
Did you hear what Nama Nunes did? She could have fought Andrade at 236 or 235. Chose to fight her at 237 in Brazil.
Really?
Yeah.
It's ballsy.
That's ballsy. I don't really like Nama Nunes.
Ooh, I love Thug Rose.
I don't like her, but
why not?
Props.
Why don't you like her?
She took too long.
I mean, yeah.
And it seems like with every other division, if the champion waits too long,
they just know that Thug Rose is a
gold mine.
Nobody
has said anything.
They know she's a gold mine. She's big. She's gonna be big.
She's not. She's not going to be a superstar.
Think so?
No way.
It's hard to create a superstar in women's MMA because it feels like it's a lot more evenly matched oftentimes.
Yeah. And plus, the divisions are still forming. Even 135 is still kind of forming.
Yeah, for sure.
And Amanda Nunes, jeez.
I love her.
What's next for her?
It's Holm, and then she retires.
Holm has unlimited title shots.
Yeah, just because she'd be around her house.
I was the champion once, so I mean...
So I can do it again.
I get unlimited title
shots.
Yeah,
I think it's Holly and then probably retirement, to be honest. I don't want her to retire, but she said she's going to retire early, which is smart.
Good.
And she'll still go down as the GOAT, and I don't think any female fighter will be able to say otherwise.
For a long time?
For a while. Because, like we said this last episode, the circumstances aren't there for anyone. You don't usually get to beat 3 GOATs.
Ronda, Misha, Cyborg,
Shevchenko
twice.
That's big.
It's
major.
That alone.
That's like the John Jones record of women's MMA.
Yeah.
Just GOATs on the record.
Yeah, Jesus, John's record is the most impressive.
Pretty ridiculous.
It's the pound for pound most impressive
Trying to think of a better one. Artem Lobov. Did you? He signed with Bare Knuckles FC
for a six-figure contract.
Hell yeah! Get your money, Artem. You're still the GOAT.
You're still the GOAT.
Oh, that guy. But yeah, that's about all I had.
What is it for your topics?
Yeah.
Well, I got a few.
All right.
If you want to, if we can keep going.
We can keep going.
What does it mean for the division if Anthony Smith wins? What does that do to the division?
It's big. I don't think
because John would get an immediate rematch. Let's be real.
Oh,
and I think if Anthony wins the fight,
it's a fluke.
John will beat him in the rematch. I think.
Yeah, probably.
I think he'd make the corrections and.
Yeah, we've never seen John Jones how he adjusts after a loss. Maybe he just kills himself. That's dark, but I mean,
I don't think he would do it. I think maybe he'd retire.
Yeah, could. Yeah. And he'd still probably be a
goat. I'm surprised Conor didn't retire after the mauling of Khabib.
Really?
I'm surprised. I think
That's sad.
The training footage you brought up. Mm-hmm. Some people are thinking the booze, coke, and just the lifestyle is draining him. It's just he's physically done. He physically can't do it anymore.
Ugh, that's sad. I hope not.
He looks like he's in good shape, but
yeah, he looks ripped. But I mean,
so does I can't think of an example, but
most crackheads.
Mirko Cro Cop probably looks pretty jacked.
He's probably not as good as and he's not good as Mirko of old. Mirko. But if John Jones loses, that's huge.
That's
huge.
Out of anybody.
Huge.
It's not Gus. It's not DC.
It's Anthony Smith.
It's not Shogun, Rashad, Lyoto. It's not Rampage. It's not Vitor. Anthony Smith.
31-13. Anthony Smith.
But his style.
But that would make. I mean, John Jones. I don't think John Jones is one for underestimating opponents. But
if Anthony Smith wins, there's going to be a movie about it.
You think so?
Yeah,
could be. Anthony Smith is so
sick. It's kind of like Rocky though, so we've kind of already seen it.
I mean, yeah. I think that I'm not one to dive into hypotheticals, but that's kind of what this podcast is about. Is talking about MMA stuff.
Yeah.
The betting odds are,
oh, it's got to be terrible for Anthony.
I think it's the worst UFC odds, most skewed ever.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's plus 660 for Anthony. 660. Look it up. Look up betting odds for this. And I think it's
Ronda Rousey was minus 2,000 for Holly Holm.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just male MMA. I think John Jones might be minus 1,100.
Oh, it's got to be, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be too close.
Oh my God.
What are the
minus
odds?
1,100.
Yep.
Jeez. That's so
it's
brutal.
So bad.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, the odds of Anthony Smith beating John Jones are,
like you said, 99.7.
Yeah, pretty low. But I
want to believe though.
Well, after that huge layoff for John to beat Gus like he did, and Gus,
I don't think he looked that good, to be honest. I think that was his second
but a bad John Jones is still better than probably anyone else in the division other than Daniel Cormier. That's a scary fight.
So my next little topic is who's the GOAT of each division. I think flyweight, welterweight, and middleweight and light heavyweight are the only divisions that have a
definitive.
Clear. Yeah.
125 is Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Welterweight, GSP.
Yep.
Tyron is a close second.
Close. He's closing in. If he gets a few more wins, I think he could take it.
Middleweight, Anderson.
Yeah.
Light heavyweight, John.
Yep.
Heavyweight, who do you got? I've got Stipe.
Brock Lesnar. Probably Stipe, right?
Stefan Struve.
It's probably Stipe.
Stipe. I think Stipe's fair.
Him or
Kane.
Fedor. If we're are you talking just UFC?
UFC.
Verdum, yeah. Verdum.
You mean Kane or Verdum? Verdum's in the argument. He tapped Kane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Verdum.
Yeah.
His resume is pretty impressive.
Lightweight. I think no way you can consider Conor. He has one win at lightweight. Khabib or Tony?
Possibly. I'm trying to think.
Frankie Edgar?
Yeah, but
I think Tony versus Khabib is the GOAT lightweight.
BJ Penn.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
I mean, prime BJ Penn.
Prime BJ Penn. Middleweight. Or wait, light heavyweight.
Probably
BJ
Tony
Penn.
Ferguson, right?
Tony or Khabib, I would say. I think both of them are pretty.
Are we missing anyone huge? I don't want to come off like an idiot.
GOAT lightweights.
I'm trying to think, but I it has to be like either Khabib or Tony.
For me, it's obviously BJ Penn. Yeah,
that was probably
people are blowjob Penn and no one comes close. Yeah, I think BJ Penn. Yeah, that makes sense.
BJ Penn makes sense. I mean, if we're talking about entire careers, he hasn't been so stellar in his last few bouts.
He hasn't really been that stellar in his career ever.
Yeah,
as far as his
record is very misleading.
But
in the wins that he has,
it's good. Matt Hughes twice.
Yeah, it's him or
Matt Hughes is probably number 3 welterweight.
Yeah, for sure.
3 or 4, something.
He beat George St. Pierre.
Yeah, but I mean, then George St. Pierre whooped his ass.
Yeah, so I think as far as lightweight goes, it's probably Khabib.
Here's the best one: featherweight. There's 3 ways of looking at this: Jose Aldo, Conor.
It's Max Holloway.
I'm not gonna disagree with you, but there are arguments to be made with everyone.
Yeah, it's like a triangle because Max beat
Jose.
Jose didn't beat either. It's not like a triangle. It's not like a triangle. And then Conor beat both of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is...
But Jose's record is the most impressive.
Yeah. Chad Mendez.
I mean, Max has beat a lot of the same people, but Jose Aldo was undefeated for 9 years.
Oh, damn. Yeah. But
Conor beat both of them, along with some Chad Mendez.
What I'm going to say is he beat He beat a young Max Holloway.
Yeah.
He beat a young...
He was like 21 at the time.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was on some insane streak and got stopped. It was like he lost to Dustin Poirier. I think it was 3 fights, and then lost to Conor, and then never lost again.
Yeah.
And he beat Jose twice definitively.
The same way.
Yep.
Not a fluke.
Got him on the ground, beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
With Conor, he beat a young Max Holloway, and I'm not going to say his knockout was a fluke because he practiced the move.
Yeah.
What I am going to say is,
that doesn't happen every time.
No, I think Jose might win that fight. If not a first round knock, or something. If it happens 10 times, I would give Jose the fight 7.
7 out of 10 times?
6 or 7.
Really? I would give it to him like 1 or 2 out of times.
1 or 2?
Yeah, 3.
Damn,
1,
I'd probably
2,
give
3.
it to him like 6. 6.
Really?
Yeah. I love Conor, and I think he's great. And I think his striking is probably the best we've seen at the featherweight level. At least he had the touch of death at featherweight.
It was ridiculous.
So
needs to go back down to featherweight and challenge Max.
I don't think he can make it anymore.
I think he can.
Really?
I think he can.
I mean, that'd be great. I would love to see it.
But he loses some muscle, he's fine. I think.
Max Holloway's record is, I mean, the people he's beat. He went through a murderer's row to get to the championship.
Yeah,
He beat Anthony Pettis. He beat Jeremy Stevens. He beat Charles Oliveira.
Andre Fili, Cole Miller, Cub Swanson's Charles Oliveira, Ricardo Lamas, Anthony Pettis, Brian Ortega, Jose Aldo.
Murderers.
Oh, man.
All of them are murderers.
Split decision against Dennis Bermudez. Lost to Dustin Poirier in his 5th fight ever.
Yep.
Professionally, obviously.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. I say Max, but that's because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm such a bandwagon for Max Holloway. I love Max Holloway.
For me, it's Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony. Oh, that's your bandwagon. I thought you meant he was the GOAT featherweight, and I was like, has he fought?
Tony's the type of guy to be a GOAT in a division he hasn't fought in.
The GOAT light heavyweight.
Could Tony be a welterweight? He'd be small.
He'd be small, but I mean, if
he
can ankle pick Verdum, he can do anything.
Saying, I'll ankle pick
Shut
you
up
to
before I ankle pick
the
you.
greatest jiu-jitsu artist of heavyweight, and
Probably ever.
And one of the best ever in submissions.
For sure.
Yeah. Saying that to him. It's so funny.
It's funny.
And then bantamweight.
There's two arguments. It's Dominic Cruz or TJ Dillashaw. Or Cody Garbrandt.
Or Kobe Gebhardt. But he's definitely the lesser of the three, I would say. I think Dominic Cruz makes the most sense. And then
beat TJ.
But TJ also, although TJ's stock has really fallen with this Henry knockout.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an early stoppage. He got hurt.
I don't think it was. We
talked about this last time.
Just a slight recap of our opinions. I think it goes the same way, except it's 20 seconds longer if the ref doesn't stop it when he does.
He was going to get knocked out. He was getting clipped by pillow punches.
Yeah.
Or not pillow punches, but stuff that would just barely touch his chin. And
I just...
125 is not for TJ. It's the same thing that happened with Darren Till, like I said. Mm-hmm. So focused on making weight that he forgot, oh, crap, I'm going to fight.
I have to fight.
I have to fight, too.
Yeah. I think bantamweight's probably Dominic Cruz because he has the same name as me.
That you're hearing my phone is Dominic Cruz.
Probably that, right? It's probably Dominic Cruz. He beat TJ Dillashaw. It was close. I think they're neck and neck. Like it's.
Yeah.
Who is okay?
Dominic Cruz is pound for pound most fragile man in the UFC.
Yeah, of all time.
Throwing shade.
I'm trying to think of who has TJ defended against at 135. Henan Barao.
He beat Henan. Oh man,
that was such a good fight.
Yeah.
I was watching that today.
Were you?
Henan Barao, TJ Dillashaw won. That's great.
He beat him to win the title. Then he beat him to defend it.
Yep. Then he lost to Dominic Cruz.
I think he defended it against somebody else.
Was it Whitaker?
Maybe. I think. Yeah.
Maybe Whitaker.
Maybe, and then lost to Dominic. Dominic
lost to Cody.
Dominic fought Uriah Hall, I think. I believe.
Really? Damn.
I've got the.
Well, either way, Dominic had it for a while, lost to Cody Garbrandt. TJ took it from Cody, and then he's had it ever since. But he's only ever defended against Cody Garbrandt in this particular reign.
Dominic had it. Uh-huh. Dominic, there's only been 4 UFC bantamweight champions.
Yeah.
Only 4. It's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
Feels a little low.
Feels really low.
Dominic Cruz had it. Then Henan Barao got it because Cruz was
injured.
Yeah. TJ won it.
Yep.
Defeated Joe Soto.
Oh. Okay.
Then beat Henan Barao.
Yep.
Dominic won it from Dillashaw.
Yep.
Beat Uriah Faber.
Yep.
Did I say Uriah Hall the first time?
I was like, wait, Uriah Hall? Yeah, Uriah Faber. Yeah, I remember that. It was the same card as Rockhold Bisping 2. Good ass card.
That happened on my birthday.
Really?
God bless America.
Yeah.
Then Kobe Gebhardt, and then TJ.
All right. Yeah, that's...
God, and then you look at DJ's list.
What's Dominic Cruz?
Dodson, Moraga, Benavidez. Just keeps going. Anyway, what were you going to say?
What's Dominic's defense like? Who has he beaten?
Uriah Faber, Demetrius Johnson. He only had 2. And those are 2 giant wins.
Yeah. I think just the DJ win probably puts him over TJ Dillashaw, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and he's also beat Joseph Benavidez, Uriah Faber, Takia Misugaki.
Yeah, I remember that fight was a first-round knockout.
And he's beat TJ.
Yeah, he also beat the guy we're arguing against, so that's usually
he did lose to Uriah Faber the first time.
Yeah, he got choked, but that was WEC.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
probably Dominic Cruz for bantamweight. So what's the definitive list? Our 1-2 podcast GOAT at each weight division in the UFC.
So Demetrius Johnson, Dominic Cruz. I think Max.
Max makes sense.
Max, yeah.
Max. Question mark.
Probably Max.
Yes.
Lightweight. BJ Penn until Habib or Tony fights again, and then it's them.
Then whoever wins that will probably take it.
Welterweight, GSP with Tyron as a very close second.
Yeah.
In terms of skill, pretty much equal, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Middleweight, Anderson.
Yep.
Light heavyweight, John with DC as a pretty good second.
Pretty close second. Only not higher. Only not as close because he got beat both times.
Now, if we're talking about clean.
If we're talking about clean fighters, DC.
DC is number 1.
For sure.
And that's so funny because he's so fat and it's beautiful.
He's a fat, short man.
Heavyweight, Stipe.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah. I think it's Stipe over Doom.
Now, women's, strawweight, Joanna. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Flyweight, Shevchenko. That division is so bad.
It's
right
really,
now.
really bad.
But it's only
Shevchenko, yeah.
And then bantamweight, Amanda Nunes.
Nobody 145, Nunes.
Yeah. She's the GOAT of each division.
Dude, well, Amanda Nunes is like top 3 on my favorite fighters of all time.
She's the female Tyron Woodley.
She's the female John Jones mixed with GSP, mixed with Brian Ortega, mixed with
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Anthony Rumble Johnson, mixed with Artem Lobov, mixed with Chael Sonnen.
Got everybody there.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't even know what I was going to say.
So I've got like 3 more topics.
Yes.
Quick one.
What's wrong with that?
Will Andrade beat Nama Nunes? I think so.
No.
Really?
I'm Thug Rose till I die.
Dude, she's going to get KO'd.
We'll see. She's been improving quick.
She's not going to move.
She beat your GOAT twice.
Yeah. That's a fair argument. Rose is definitely in the argument for strawweight.
Well, I mean, this fight will show where she stands. Yeah. If she comes out and she gets beat, that's just the nature of the game. And but if she comes out and she looks better and she looks like she's constantly improving, then give her a few more fights and she has an argument.
I think one of the problems with the calling Rose the GOAT is that her striking style just beats Joanna.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
but would beat as
it's
many
kind of like
as
Max and
beat.
Jose Aldo. Jose might be the GOAT, but Max just beats him.
Just beats him, yeah.
Jose might be better.
The pace.
He might be better,
the toughness.
He just beats
speed, him. That is the archetype of fighter that can beat.
Kane versus Stipe in their prime. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rolling through.
Stipe.
I think Stipe. Stipe is so smarter. So smarter. So much smarter.
So smarter?
So smarter.
Nah, okay. I think Kane.
Stipe. We'll never get to see it.
Hopefully that happens. I mean, we're not going to see prime.
No.
Of either, probably.
Stipe was in his prime, like, against Overeem, JDS.
Yeah.
Verdum, yeah.
He kind of looked like he had the touch of death for a minute, and then he didn't.
Man, my brother disagrees with me that Stipe has power. Like,
hell yeah. He was running backwards from Verdum and just whoop.
Not even a full extension.
And then the guy drops like he died.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And Verdum's not known for his legendary
you can't say
chin,
that.
But
yeah, and no heavyweight doesn't have power.
Yeah, but Stipe has
significant heavyweight power. Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to tell me that he's not a power puncher. Just that's not true.
He beat a lot of power punchers.
Anyway, does this get Francis Ngannou a title shot?
Should.
It should.
Will it? No.
Probably not.
It's going to get Brock Lesnar a title shot.
What does Kane have to do to get back to a title shot?
To a title shot? Beat a top 10.
And then beat a top 5.
Beat a top 5. Number 1 contender. Championship.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or even I can see that the UFC loves Cain Velasquez. They love him. Mm-hmm. So I can even see beat a top 10, beat a top 5 title shot. You can omit the number 1 contender when you're him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like GSP.
Yeah.
GSP's like, you mind if I cut in line in front of everybody and fight in a weight division I never have?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take the belt and then leave.
Get pranked.
Yeah, like when it's a name like that, in all honesty, if he has a convincing win against the top 10, they would probably consider it.
Yeah.
But for me, the way that I think it's going to go down is top 10. If I was going to guess who,
Taituvasa. Taituvasa murks him.
Not. Oh my god, that'd be so sad. I think probably like a Volkov.
Yeah,
I'll give him a Volkov type. Top 5, probably give him someone like I'd love to see Stipe. But I think by the time Velasquez has his second fight, or like within the next 2 fights, Stipe is either champion again or
leaves the UFC.
Yeah, goes somewhere else. Goes to Bellator or something.
Oh man, he would run through the heavyweight division.
Hell yeah, dude. He'd be like, "Hey, Bader,
come here,
hold this, hold this L." But yeah, I mean, I don't think was it enough to get him a title shot? I think beating Cain Velasquez is enough to get anyone a title shot.
Yeah.
Because it's Cain Velasquez. Will it get him a title shot? Probably not. Because I think, I don't know, man. I just don't think it will. Yeah. Until Brock Lesnar's out.
So I was just thinking about this. So we both agreed that Yoel was kind of the number one contender, but he's not the one that deserves a title shot. So how does this work?
He's so old.
So like,
it's
just really, you know what I mean though? Like he's the number one contender, but he doesn't get the title shot. So should it just be Kelvin is the number one contender?
What I think, yeah. I mean, I think
it's a weird predicament, but I don't think Kelvin should be ranked higher than Yoel.
I don't think so either.
Really
I think it's fine. There's been that in certain things, like in certain times where the number one contender was not getting the title shots because you kind of like you use your tickets. Yeah. Or like I'm talking about situations where this number one contender has had chances to get. He's had title shots against this champion. Mm-hmm. Doesn't work twice. Why would you do it a third time? If he wins against Costa,
Joanna Rose, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like, why would you do it?
Why would you do it again? Like, Joanna would go through anyone other than Rose.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
okay, now, yes. You think Conor beats Tony?
No.
No? Okay.
Did I say that?
I don't remember.
I must have been. Now, yeah, I felt like
I think we
dementia. I think that Tony wins.
I think what we should end on is Khabib versus Tony because I think it's going to happen on international.
Who do you think?
Who do I think wins?
Yeah. And then I'll be devil's advocate, whoever you say. You think Tony? Probably.
It's so hard to say.
It's close.
Tony's more well-rounded.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Undeniably.
Yeah, his striking is probably top of his division. His jiu-jitsu's top of his division.
Can you take down... I don't think he's faced a guy like Tony as far as jiu-jitsu is concerned.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get him on his back.
Yeah. You don't... And the thing is...
Look what happened to Kevin Lee.
He will not want to stand up with Tony.
No.
And he will absolutely not want to be on the ground, like, will not want to...
In his guard.
Exactly,
So he's going to have to create those scramble things
10th Planet
on
Jiu-Jitsu is
the
no
cage.
joke.
Eddie Bravo is so legit.
He beat Hoyce.
But those scrambles is what Tony thrives in. So I think stylistically it's bad for Tony, or bad for Khabib.
Yeah.
But logically, Khabib does this to everybody.
Yeah, right. Like, that was the thing where we were like, well, how's he going to do against the best striker of all time, Conor McGregor? And then it's like, he's going to wreck him, just like he wrecked Quinta and Barboza and
RDA and everybody. Yeah. It's hard.
Insanely good jiu-jitsu is probably the only
I think Brian Ortega is the one person
That's
that
what
I would put
saying.
money on.
I would put money on him being Khabib. Yeah.
I think he would guillotine him. Speaking of which, how come more fighters don't go for guillotines when they get a takedown?
Or when they sprawl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. There's probably something that we don't understand.
Yeah, probably.
Like head strength or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe it's just super dangerous to do.
I always see that. I'm like, what?
Why aren't you going for... Yeah, because I was...
Maybe like...
Just rolling with my brother and went for a takedown. Just caught him in a guillotine. Got him.
I'm trying to... Maybe like it would be like an armbar situation where the person on bottom would have an easier access to your arm. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
It's probably something we're completely missing. But
so who do you think wins against Khabib and Tony?
I mean, being the devil's advocate, Khabib being me, probably Tony.
You think Tony gets it?
I think Tony gasses him because
it's
Khabib
so hard.
can gas. He can.
Tony doesn't. Let's be real.
I've never seen it. If he does,
his cardio is.
Not to say Khabib's cardio isn't.
No, it's
great.
Good. It's not, excellent.
But the pace that Tony will set, unless like, I don't know, they're both unorthodox.
But when
striking.
Khabib grinds you out, it tires you.
Yeah.
But will Tony be immune to it?
He might be a robot. So.
Dude, he's so weird.
He's the weirdest guy in the UFC. He might be the weirdest guy in sports. He's so weird.
I love him.
He's hilarious, but strange man. I don't know. I think probably Tony.
Probably Tony. Man.
All right. Well,
I can't fault you for thinking that.
Probably Tony.
I want Tony. Wait, who are you rooting for?
Tony.
Tony?
I like Khabib too.
Khabib's fun.
That's another one where I don't want to see either of them lose. Yeah. They both seem like Tony's weird as shit. Habib just seems like a pure person. Other than when he jumped over the fence and tried to like eagle kick Dylan Dennis in the face. But what UFC fighter doesn't want to kick Dylan Dennis in the face? That guy's like an unlikable dude.
Conor McGregor? But Conor McGregor probably wants to.
He's also an unlikable dude.
Conor McGregor, oh my god, dude. Have you seen Dylan Dennis just sucks him off so much? It's insane.
I followed him on Instagram because I was like, why the hell is there so much Conor on my feed? It was Dylan.
It's so stupid how much he's such a suck up.
He's riding his coattails
like,
to
dude,
fame. He still hasn't had a second fight. It was he had a first relatively impressive Bellator.
Yeah, he
fight.
subbed the guy, right?
He subbed the guy.
Yeah.
I think it was.
He was arm triangle.
I'm not sure. I remember it being a heel hook or something to do with the
his
foot.
His jiu-jitsu's good.
Yeah,
obviously he's only 25.
Yeah, he's got time. But
he's got time. Is there no Wikipedia page on Dylan?
There has to be. We have to make it to fix that. Is there not?
Oh,
what?
There's a small one. Oh, it's not. It's not real Wikipedia.
No way. That's strange. But, anyways.
Toe hold,
yeah. Huh, that's an obscure one. But I think that that fight showed how rudimentary Dylan Dennis' striking was.
Yeah.
He was getting hit with straights. Like, just... It was not... I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, because if you make it to one of the highest levels of fighting, nothing's embarrassing, 2. Bro. But I think he needs to work on his striking. His jiu-jitsu, in terms of competition in MMA, is there. It's probably some of the best, top 5.
I haven't seen enough of it.
It's really good.
It's got to be solid.
It's really good. He comes from a jiu-jitsu background where he's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
But I don't know that his striking's good enough. I think he's got time, but I think by the time that he's 30 or 31, he could be a legit threat to win a belt wherever he is. If he's still in Bellator, or if he's at UFC.
He's a legit threat to D with all the sucking he's doing for Conor. Did you see all the posts about him just getting people pregnant in Ireland?
Conor?
Yeah.
Wait, yes.
Weird. I didn't see the video, but
Eddie Alvarez talked about it a long time ago during their fight press. He said he's having 2 kids, but his wife's not having twins. You do the math. That's what he said, and that was the only insult he would say. He would say that literally 4 or 5 times.
God, that's so funny.
It was pretty funny.
I've never heard that before.
And then he roasted Conor for being on welfare at one point.
Oh yeah, that was vicious. Michael Bisping is the most vicious trash talker ever. Oh, but yeah,
we talked about this in the last
dude,
episode.
It's so vicious,
so funny. But yeah, I mean, that's the UFC for. We were going to talk about the next week. We ended up talking about who knows how long into the future and who knows how long
next
into the
week?
past.
I think it's Santiago versus
nothing huge, right?
I don't think so. It's Thiago Santos versus what's his name?
Blackowitz?
Stefan Struve.
Yeah, Stefan Struve, the GOAT. The heavyweight GOAT, at least.
Versus Michael.
Yeah,
it's just Joanna Jędrzejczyk is pound for pound strangest last name. He's a close second. Alexis.
Dude, Zabit.
Magomed Sharipov. It's not as hard as you think, man.
He's got to learn it. I mean, Nurmagomedov was impossible for the first month that I knew who he was.
Yeah, and then it's
Nurmagomedov. Yeah.
John Dodson, pound for pound most creepy man in the UFC.
Strange looking guy.
Would not let him.
Nothing huge.
I don't have kids, but still won't let him.
No huge fights in next week, and then the next event is Jones versus Smith. We talked about that, but if you're still here, which hopefully you are, thank you for listening to the 1-2 podcast.
If you listen to this entire thing,
you're a real one, and hopefully not in one sitting. Unless you're working out, then it's congrats, you made it a long ass time. But get off the couch, do some productive shit, learn about.
Go bet money on MMA.
Yeah,
if it's legal in your state, I don't know.
I don't know where it is illegal.
I don't know. Not condoning illegal activities if that's a problem.
Yeah, right. Well, Have a good night, folks. Thanks for listening to the 1-2 podcast.
Oh, wait. We got to do our hot take thing.
Oh, yeah.
Last time. Controversial idea.
Hot take, Brock Lesnar beats DC if they fight.
No, but it's got to be something you actually believe.
I don't know, man. I could believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's got to
Brock
be
Lesnar's so big. He's so big.
I guess my hot take is just Andrade is going to... It's going to be vicious knockout of Namajunas. It's just going to...
I'm really excited for
Overeem level. Like...
Is that 230?
237.
237?
Yeah.
We should watch together.
We should. It'll be fun.
Deal. Yeah, it would be. We'll see what's... I think that's the only fight announced for 237 of significance. So
yeah.
We'll see as it develops if we're going to end up paying the fines. But... All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Have a great rest of your week. It is a Monday, and this will be uploaded at some point on Tuesday. Yeah, it's a Tuesday now. Is it a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I need to go to bed. Good night, everyone.
See ya.